So they fall down, and this to me is where the mines start to look even more visually amazing than they looked before. So we enter, you know what I'm talking about, that giant room, like the giant cavern with Barrett, and it has like multiple different levels, and there's all these glowing crystals, and I just think it looks awesome, right? And I love this also, I didn't think about this until later, but I love the logical progression of the mine, so that when the deeper you go, the less man-made structures that you see, the more natural cave formations that you see, the more like glowing crystal that you see, and then as you work your way up, you see more and more mine cars, tracks, and then as you get closer to the exit, obviously more man-made lighting and so forth, and fencing a lot, all that. I mean, kind of subtle things that you don't really notice consciously, but I think really play into the subconscious enjoyment of the game. Also, the textures look so cool in this game. And it's easy to take the textures for granted until like suddenly you have one of those glitch moments where the textures just disappear for a hot second. Did you ever have any of those?
Right, they pop out and then they pop back in and you're like, what just happened?
Yeah, they pop back
and what's
in.
crazy is that even like, because obviously they wrote this in a game engine that had like the lighting thing where the lighting reflects off the walls and the water and stuff. And so that pop out from the polygon also like drains the light source for a second.
Drains the lighting,
and then
right?
it goes back.
The contrast changes and everything. Yeah.
You're like, what just happened here?
Right. But it really makes you realize like how detailed it is when it does go out for a second. And it doesn't happen very often, but in the cave when it happens.
Oh, they put a ton of work into this game.
So
a ton
much.
of work.
And I think it looks so good. And at this deepest point in the mine is when your party consists of course, Barrett and Red. And that's also the point in the game where it's introduced that you can shoot up the crystals, right?
Yes.
Which totally made me think of you, Ernest, because...
And I did it. I lit that whole cave up.
Because I remember you said that shooting the boxes in Remake was like one of your favorite parts of navigating Barrett, right? So tell me about your crystal shooting experience.
Yeah, so that's true. And like you, I noticed like when you got to this depth of the mine, right? You're so deep in there now that there's a big body of water, right?
Yes.
And so like the light is reflecting everywhere. And it's this weird juxtaposition of like you were in the darkest part of the mine, but it is bright. And it is like glittering and gleaming.
From natural
It's almost
formations.
like no matter how dark things get in the world, in life, there's always a source of light there.
I like that.
But you're right. Like as soon as I saw that I was able to shoot these things, I was like, I'm going to do it. And on my way back up and out, I shot every piece of mithril there was that I could shoot.
Yes.
I even went back and like doubled around in these smaller rooms just to make sure I got everything. And I was watching it say like chunk of mithril ore, chunk of mithril ore, chunk of iron ore, like as I was, making my way back up.
Yeah.
And it was like the most cathartic thing to go through and just blow everything up with his gun on the way back up to the point where we get to the part where I was mad again.
That you weren't happy.